period we were fine. Just one of those games where we have to be a little bit mentally tougher when a couple bounces don't go our way there in the second. We unraveled a bit. I don't want to say the word embarrassing because we're not embarrassed in here, but certainly I think we need to just work a little smarter in some areas. And I mean, the compete level was there at times tonight, but for the most part they outbattled us, and I mean that can't happen any night.
Taylor, you're in a rink on national television, 15 cameras that catch things, and sort of caught a bit of an exchange on the bench with you in Dallas where it seems you might have accidentally got on the wax and you seem to get frustrated. Stuff goes on, I guess, in a game like this.
Just have to take a step back a little bit and realize that frustration is never really going to accomplish anything. Thinking about what you have to do better and working as a team is probably the right way to go sometimes.
Did you guys work it out in game though?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things with Dallas, I think.
Well, just everything's snowballing negatively. I mean, first period, we wanted, to come out and get a good jump and show some speed and some aggressive, a chance to heal up and come out with a good jump tonight. And I think we failed there. We come out of the first tied, but I think we failed to come up with that spark that we specifically talked about and that extra jump that we're capable of. And then, the missed assignments and odd man rushes and just breakdowns just snowball out of control. We never got a response after a tough shift or a goal or whatnot, where it was just a solid shift. The next guy's out there, and that's a very important part of that game like that, where you just need to stop the bleeding. You need a good solid shift, and we just never found it the entire time.
It wasn't an emotional night. Just watching the game as things unfold and progressed in the building. And emotions are riding high anytime you guys play against your provincial rivals. Just, how do you try to contain things on the ice and within the bench when things are unraveling the way they kind of did tonight?
Well, I think that's probably one of the things that went wrong for us, is that you let frustration win, and even though it's a big rivalry and guys want to come out and maybe try to do something a little too outside of the system, and then like I said, it's just dominoes from there. Like I said, instead of getting a nice solid shift where you just do the right things and right from coverage to getting the puck in deep to tiny little things that we've had success with over the last few weeks, we're going for a home run or a really special play to get us back in the game, and then it just, like I said, the dominoes fall from there with coverage and giving up odd man rushes and just things unraveling. So, that's why I said the response. It can't just be pure emotion. It has to be smart hockey and hockey that has some thought to it, not just mindlessly trying to do something special or trying to change the game in one play. I think that our success over the last few weeks has come from more consistent in our fundamentals, and so that's obviously something we learned a very tough lesson tonight that we definitely need to get back to that very quickly. Yep.
The Messiers, the Gretzkys, they all take pride in wearing that jersey. You got guys like Joey Moss every day, the unsung heroes around the rink who pride themselves on that logo. And like I said, you're a fan. You get to say and do whatever you want. Call me whatever name you want, but when it comes to that logo, that's a sacred thing for us, and it's disheartening for me to see our fans treat it that way.
What made you react like that, Ben? You just kind of, as soon as you saw it, you thought, this is ridiculous, and I want to kind of get it off the ice and
No, well, I think I've answered it there. Yeah, I don't know if I can say much more than what I said.
Thanks, Ben.
Yeah.
Ben, the team didn't seem to be able to recoup. I mean, they changed goalies. There was a timeout early. Nothing seemed to kind of stop the bleeding. What was it about this game that you couldn't kind of just turn things around even a little bit?
I thought our effort was there, especially the first two periods. It's not that we weren't trying. We weren't executing. They were out executing us, and then that trickled into bad bounces. Some funky goals that you don't see too often. And they all kind of pile up. So sometimes when it rains, it pours. But generally the only way to get out of those things is to work harder and work smarter. And we got to take this for the lesson that it is.
When the 10-4-3, you guys are playing so well, everything seems to be going so well. But then people look at that and they say, okay, this team's on track. They think the rebuild's going good, and they see the last two games and they say, well, maybe it's not. Like, what are they to make of this?
They can speculate whatever they want. That doesn't change the direction that we're trying to go with this team, with the guys in the room.
How do you say it's a positive direction though when you get shelled 8-1?
It's one game. I mean, we've won some pretty good games already. That's the biggest thing with hockey is it's an 82-game season. You don't get too high when you win one. Try not to get too low when we lose one. Obviously, we didn't play anywhere near what we expect ourselves to. But that being said, the game's over now. There's nothing we can do to change that. We
won the cup. Can you see anything like that?
I'm emotional, obviously, for everybody involved. I think for all the fans watching, for anybody that was involved and knows what they've been going through. So not much else to say except we wish them any peace of mind they can have and maybe a special moment for their family.
How satisfying was that second period and obviously just the game in general, just in terms of the offensive?
Yeah, it's nice. It's been a challenge for us to produce offense this year, and it's nice to see some pucks going the way it's been. Tonight's a little bit of an outlier because I'm sure in the other room they're disappointed in the things they did, and so you don't expect to score 8 goals every night, but it's nice to get that feeling where we feel like the puck's going to go in the net for us.
Been on a roll like this?
I don't know, but I don't know. I have to check the.
But does it get to a point where you almost go, I'm going to score?
Just try your best just to really individualize the games and prepare for each one individually, and not I guess put perspective on anything other than that game. That's what I try and do.
And the other way, the home team never won one game in this series.
Ironic, yeah. That's interesting. I don't know what to make of that, but that's an interesting stat for the season series for sure.
Obviously getting comfortable playing again, but that's like I just said, huge for our team. Our bench cheered so loud, and everybody couldn't wait to give him to. Like everybody's pushing each other to hug him when he came to the bench.
Just in general, how rewarding is a victory like this, especially in the second period?
Yeah. We've been playing good hockey since the break and even before the break. We lost a tough one at home last night, but the way we've been playing and kind of our motto is we don't give up. We play every game as hard as we can. And you're going to get games like this where it's a bit of a blowout, but we stick together. We play as a team, and we're building a good foundation for next year.
Thanks, Brian.
Yeah.
Kind of a nice night for you all, a very nice night for you, obviously. But just in terms of the game in general, was it pretty rewarding just to be able to get on it that much?
Yeah, it was a great game, complete team game. We didn't back, and after in the third period there, after the last 5 minutes, we kind of sat on the bench the rest of the game, and he told me, he's like, I guess you were right. He said that we were going to have a good night tonight, so it was it's something where it's good to have stage back anyway.
Yeah, no one knows what he's going through right now, but just talk a little bit about how emotional this week has sort of been for him.
Yeah, it's been a tough go for him, and they're a strong family. Him and Katie, they've obviously done a lot of praying and have gone through a lot, and it's I got not only a good player but an unbelievable person.
Your goal and just how much it meant to you to kind of get that one.
Well, I think that one means a lot. It's been obviously not easy, and one's for the little guy, and felt good and gave us some puck luck after too. So we'll move on now, but I'll remember that one forever.
Your teammates were saying how choked up they were getting watching you point to the roof here.
Yeah, it's it's just a reaction. I think in life, obviously, some things are more important, and but you got to move on and remember, and to score the way I did, on a penalty shot. I think it's a little bit of a nice story for my family and my wife, and I think it's something he'll have a stamp on forever, and we got the puck, and we'll keep that with him forever.
Brian said it, guys were almost tripping or hurting each other trying to get at you to give you congratulations. Have you ever seen a reaction like that from a bench?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really seen it. I think I was just caught up in the moment, and I love all my teammates. They've been so supportive. All their wives have been so supportive to me and my wife and my family. And
what do you think happened that allowed that to?
Boy, it's. I was just going back looking at the goals. I thought everything was going fine. I thought the first period was kind of an average period for both teams, and then within that 3 or 4 minute span, it was we made at least one mistake on basically 4 consecutive shifts, it seemed like, and every time it ended up in our net, and we just could not recover from it. We tried everything, and we couldn't recover, and it just went deeper and deeper. And I know that was probably the longest last 15 minutes of a game that I've ever been involved with, and I apologize to the fans that were here tonight that had to watch that. That was it's painful on the bench, and I'm sure it was painful in the stands, and and we hope it's just a blip on the radar, because we've been playing such good hockey lately and rolling pretty well, and for that to happen tonight, that hurts us, but I know it hurts us, the great city, and our fans as well.
What was the nature of the disagreement, or whatever it was between you and Taylor Hall?
It's the best way to put it, and I don't know if everyone will understand this or not. It's an emotional game. In a game like that, frustrations start to run high, and that's what it was. It was frustration and emotion, and it happens. Sometimes it happens out in the open, and sometimes it happens behind closed doors.
Taylor indicated after the game that he feels there's a lot of respect between the two of you, and that it's something that you just move past. It doesn't affect anything moving forward.
Oh yeah, hey, listen, I've had bigger run-ins than that with players this year, and the guys know how I work, and our guy, we've got excellent players of excellent character, and there is going to be confrontation between the coach and a player. There is, and if you're not able to move on, you've got big problems, and everyone we've had this year, we've always moved on. And I don't mean Taylor and I mean me and whichever player it's been. And there's time to yell and scream, and there's time to encourage. And like I said, sometimes it's caught on a camera, and sometimes it's not.
Your message during the timeout that you called, is that as heated as you've been with your players this year during the game?
It seems like it is. I'm sure there were a few early in the season, and we haven't had any of that because we had been playing so well lately. So I just thought it was try anything to get us reset, and that 4 minutes of hockey there was basically 4 terrible mistakes, and the puck's in the net, and I thought we were doing our goalies just a terrible disservice, and they've been probably the biggest part of our success lately.
You seem to say something to Victor after you pulled him, and I don't know if you want to share with us what you said or not, but
No, I told him it wasn't on him, and then I also told him to be ready because I was thinking about putting him back in the net. If I, I just told him it wasn't on him, and that to stay ready because I was thinking about putting him back in, but then we just decided to keep rolling with Ben.
Ben Scrivens just had some really strong words about the jersey being thrown on the ice. I don't know if you saw it. He threw it back into the stands and just talked about he's from this city and Northern pride and that sort of thing. You went through this earlier on this year. As bad as it was tonight, where do you come out on this happening again?
Listen, I don't think you should throw anything on the ice. Man, when I played in the American League, they used to throw batteries on the ice. So, I don't like it. I don't like the jersey going on the ice. I do understand the frustration tonight, and especially losing to Calgary. And no disrespect to Calgary, they're working hard and they've had a tough year as well. But that's our rival, so it stings even worse. So we don't need to go down that road again. It's I'm not sure what Ben said, but that's our logo. That's our the thing we play for every night, and it's unfortunate we had a night like that tonight, and that happens again.
You've come off a loss to Buffalo that I know stung, and then this result after a stretch of really, really good hockey, Dallas. How do you maybe turn this thing back around and get it headed in the right direction again, as opposed to letting it stumble?
Well, we have the mandatory day off tomorrow, so I'm hoping the guys will be able to reset themselves, and then we'll just come back Monday and start hammering back at habits. I talked to the team after the game, and this is when it's hard. This is when it's terrible. You've got to walk around town with it for a couple of days, but when we come in Monday, I just told them this has to be gone. It has to have left your body, and we need to get back to how we were playing before. And even in the Buffalo game, I thought we did we played fairly well in the game, and they were up more Johnny on the spot a little bit with their goals. So this is like I said, we've got to make sure this is a blip on the radar, and we come back to playing that good hockey that we've done over the last 20 games or whatever it's been.
Thank you.
Good. On your bill, Peter.
Thanks, I appreciate it. What a powerhouse team.
Well, we didn't have a very good start looking at the warm-up with Cammy getting on the ice with no steal on his skates, but what a great game. They scored first on the power play. We wanted to redeem ourselves from last night's game. I thought that this morning we had pretty good video. I could see in the boys' reaction that they were not very impressed with their performance from last night, and we just worked very simple. We were very effective though, and we scored some great goals.
The reaction when Matt scored from him, from the bench, where does that rank in moments for you?
Well, it's priceless, but once again, it just talk. I think that a win's a win, and it's great because we had some of our players who had a great night offensively, but at the same time, you win 2-1, you win 8-1. We get the 2 points, and that's what we want. We're asking the boys to put themselves in a playoff mentality. All our approach is all about playoffs, and tonight, they reacted very well. Last night, we were far from being satisfied with our effort. Tonight, we doubled up, and it was a good night.
Can you wrap your head around the fact that in the series the home team never won?
Yeah, it's just to show that it's two young teams, and on some nights, sometimes whether it's the mental preparation or just the breaks, it could go either way. And tonight it's an 8-1 game, so I can see the Oilers. I thought that they reacted well at the end, and we did the same thing. It's a game that, even though it's the Battle of Alberta, I don't think that in the last minutes there was no sense getting crazy, and players on both teams deserve credit.
Bob, was it hard to get a gauge on how Kara did tonight?
Well, I thought he did good because, like I told you guys this morning, I knew that he would be ready because he's one of the hardest working goalies that I've coached. He gets on the ice, on a mission. You want to give him a day off. We tried to give him a few days off during his rehab, and it was very clear no. I want to be in the gym, I want to be on the ice, and we tried to give him as much practice time with game situation drills, and I felt that he looked real sharp.